We're back and we're reading again. Woohoo. Oh no, I don't want to do this. We're reading 8,000 words. Oh gosh. I wonder how long this will take. Anyway, warning, this is very cringe. Lots of stuttering, and I will be making this public this time because I feel very confident. Yeah, I don't. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a good day. Please eat, unless you're like fasting for a good reason, or yeah, and drink water. You better drink water. I know where all of you live, by the way, so this is cringe. I'm so sorry. Anyway, let's start. Chapter 1. The Yokohama Academy is a place where only the elite of the elite could send their children. It had everything. The campus had beautiful gardens, modern classrooms, as well as vintage and world-famous teachers who were strict for a reason. It was a place where the privileged and talented children were prepared to become future leaders. The academy offered every resource needed for supported education. Students were perfect in neat uniforms, and the school had a long history of academic and what? Why can't I? Okay, I'm sorry if I can't pronounce words or I just literally can't talk. I'm sorry. 'Cause the air was filled with ambition and competition. Each student tried to outdo the others, driven by their families' high expectations. Chuya Nakahara, at the age of 9, found himself stepping through the giant gates of Yokohama Academy for the first time with his ginger hair. The other kids would either adore or hate, and a very aggressive personality to match. He felt out of place among oh gosh. I'm so sorry. He felt out of place among the polished, perfect children, of Japan's most influential families. His parents, both high-ranking Give me a moment of silence. Anyway, in their respective fields, expected nothing less than excellence from him. But Chuya wasn't in what they wanted him to be. As he walked around the school garden, he walked enough to the point he was behind the castle of the school. He caught a smell of something unfamiliar, smoke. Curiosity got the best of him. He followed the scent around the corner of the back of the building to find a boy about his age leaning against the wall, a cigarette lit dangling from his lips. What? How old are they again? Hey! Wait. I'm sorry. Hey! Chuya shouted, anger flaring his blue eyes. What do you think you're doing? The boy turned to him unfazed. He had dark hair and eyes that seemed to pierce through Chuya. Nothing, he replied, unbothered, taking another drag. Chuya glared. Then go to your room and do nothing. Smoking is bad for you, and it's against the rules. Without thinking, he ran up and kicked the cigarette out of the boy's hand. The boy barely flinched, but his eyes narrowed. What's wrong with you, leprechaun? That's crazy. The boy said, brushing the ashes of the cigarette from his uniform. Hey, don't call me that, you loser. You have brown hair. Basic as hell. I'm sorry if I lower my voice. I don't know. I'm like screaming. Well, then what's your name? Jenny, the boy answered, a smirk playing on his face. Why? You know what? I'm not going to try and read that. First of all, my name is Chuya. Why do you need to know? Chuya replied defiantly. You're the 5th ginger I've met today. I was hoping to keep that number at 4, but guess who comes and ruins it? Well then, what's your named Chiyo's fist clenched. Dazai, Osamu Dazai. From that moment, a rivalry was born. Chuya and Dazai found themselves at odds in every way possible. In class, they competed for top spot, each refusing to step down below the other. On the sports field, their fights became normal, each boy pushing the other to new heights of athleticism. What? Even in the dorms, their pranks and arguments became something people got used to. By the time they were 18, weren't they like 9 when they, or is that just me? Anyway, their hatred for each other grew deeper and deeper each day. It was late October when the Academia was holding an annual festival, a chance for all the students to team up and show off their knowledge. New friendships to show off which family holds the most title. Of course, Chuya teamed up with his friends Kenji. I'm not trying to say their last names. I'm so sorry. Higuchi, Akutagawa, and Kunekita. Their common goal was beat everyone else. In this case, they would have to not only impress all the families, but make them think about it, wonder about it, ask questions about it. Cultural showcase. Wait, please kill me. Cultural showcase. Kenji exclaimed, eyes shining with enthusiasm. We could create something that tells us a story of our culture, but combining all our special talents, since I have art, I could make make something artistic while y'all can make your own things to add to the project. That's actually a great idea, Kenji. I'm quite surprised you're the one coming up with this stuff. And Kudakita, you've been real silent. You good? Higuchi softly replies while giving glances to Kunekita. Yeah, I'm fine. Just this Katai guy. He's the nerd in the class, as you all know, but he's annoying me this past week for computer and technology science. I've always been the most prejudiced, you could say, but lately he's been getting ahead. But that doesn't matter. I'll still find a way to get rid of his greasy hair. That's crazy. Anyway, Kenji, that's actually a good idea. We should do that, replied Kunekita. I need a breather. I didn't breathe like that whole time. As the day went on, they all explained their ideas and how to add on the project and what it to do. Akutagawa's family has old money and prestigious history involved in politics and higher society. Sister Gin Akutagawa, special talent, knows a lot about Japan's culture and history. Kenji's family is wealthy from owning and supporting art galleries and museums. Museums. They, for their I could say that word. I'm not gonna do it though, because I can't pronounce it. I know what it is, but anyway. Culture contributions. Deep connection to art. Close to the Izumi family. Oh my gosh, Kyuka! Anyway, Higuchi's family is rich from owning successful businesses and investments. They're known for their financial power and strategic expertise, enjoying technology that technology yet isn't chronically online. What? Anyway, Kudakita's family is wealthy from their work and academy and research. They are respected scholars and educators, heavy on education. Enjoyed math so much as a child, he became a walking calculator. Somehow not hated by half the school for being a know-it-all. As the team got settled in, they eventually split up to get supplies for the project. It took about a day to get everything ready, and would have taken longer if the school didn't have little stores and little shops built in it. It was quite genius. If they didn't get any donations or large amounts of money in time, something, students could just buy any stuff and unknowingly fund the academy. Oh my goodness. Since the shopping for supplies is in Higuchi getting distracted by random souvenirs and merch of the academy. It was lunch break. All the classes gathered into one giant cafeteria, which was most likely the size of a football field. Whoa, or larger. They had multiple areas to buy food, each settled in a special area which would be easily accessible to the students. Lots of varieties of food, even for those with allergies, as well as entertainment at certain times. On Wednesdays, they had magic shows for the year fours and lower. On Fridays, they would hand out free notebooks to year 10s and lower. And those above year 10, they would do Taco Tuesday instead of Pizza Thursday like the other kids. The cafeteria would have a table set with 7 seats for each. An odd choice for table seats, but it was the most elite. It was for the elite after all. Chia and his gang were, of course, sitting on one of these round 7-seated tables with their food. Higuchi was picking her salad. Kenji, as usual, was eating beef. Wow! I'm sorry. Kunikita was doing homework. Chuya on his phone, and Octagon glaring at anyone passing by. I'm sorry. I'm so cringe. I'm so sorry. Hey, you guys, we should create a group chat instead of just privately DMing each other, suggested Kenji with his usual enthusiastic grin. I mean, I'm not against it, replied Chuya, not looking up from his phone, as long as you guys don't spam, muttered Okagawa as Kunikita and Higuchi simply started along. Ah! Kenji created a group chat. Kenji added Chuya, Okagawa, Kunikita, Dazai, and Higuchi. Why is Dazai here? Kenji renamed the group to Super Duper Cool Fellas. That's so silly. That's so silly. Why did you add Dazai? Was good, gang. Why did y'all add me your dog? I can't. I'm sorry. My laugh sounds so weird. I'm so sorry. Kick him now. No. Dazai was renamed Chuya. I can't. Okay, I'm not reading. Kicked Dazai. Anyway, Higuchi is offline. Yeah, everyone's offline. We'll just say that. Y'all, aren't we literally beside each other? We can't use this to text when we're at dorms. Speaking of dorms, it's our last day to have the same dorm partners. We're switching tomorrow since it's October, mentioning Higuchi while taking a sip of her drink. What? Jay exclaimed, throwing his phone aggressively on the table. But I liked my dorm partner. Her name is Yuna. You don't even know her name, dude. Or something. She's pretty cute. And we just started talking romantically, I mean. Well, cry me a river, Chia. Whatever happens for a reason. Octagawa replies with passive aggressiveness. Not even trying to sound nice. As the discussion continued, their thoughts returned to the project. Each of them knew the festival was more than just a competition. It was a stage where our families was at stake. I'm sorry. They had to ensure the fact that they would impress and shock everyone to bring honor to their name. As the school day ended, they all headed back to their dorms. Higuchi with Octagawa, Kunakita with a random guy. Oh my gosh, it's Poe from a transfer from America. Kenji with Tankazaki, an average student at Yokohama Academy, and Chunya with Yuda. I can't pronounce her name anymore. This would be the last night with their roommates until the surprise of the new ones would await them till the morning. I gotta predict that Chuya gets Dazai. I swear I haven't read this. Chuya put on his pajamas, pants, and Batman t-shirt he used for sleeping, practically died in bed. Today was a full panic, pressure, and just pure hard work in general. He quickly checked his notifications until passing out of bed with Yuda, not still awake, working on her homework and texting random people in the room next to him. Meanwhile, across the dormitory hallways, the atmosphere was dreadful. Higuchi and Octagawa were finalizing their plans for the project, their conversation occasionally interrupted by yawns and sighs. Kenji and Takezaki were engrossed in a game of cards, their light-hearted banter filling the room. Kunakita shared his room with Poe. Was trying to find a common ground with the mysterious transfer student who seemed more intrigued in his stack of books than socializing. All soon got tired and literally went to bed, with Higuchi waking up in the middle of the night asking Octagawa if her hair looked good. Oh, that's so silly. Okay, chapter 2, Beyond the Gates. I don't want to read anymore, but we're doing this. Morning came quickly at Yokohama Academy. The air was filled with excitement, yet at the same time suspense of charge. The students gathered in the general hall, each one holding their breath as they waited for the new dorm assignments to be announced. The hall was loud with gossip, predictions, and friends speculating about their new roommates and how this would change them a lot. I'm guessing that Chuya will get put with Dazai. I know I already said that, but Chuya stood with his friends, his hand in his pockets, trying to appear nonchalant, despite being scared as hell. I can't believe they're making a switch now. No, sorry, let me redo that. I can't believe they're making a switch now, he muttered. Maybe you'll get lucky and end up with someone tolerable, Higuchi said, giving him a reassuring pat on the back. Or maybe not, Octagawa added with a smirk. The headmaster, a middle-aged woman with silver hair tied into a bun, stepped on the stage. She cleared her throat and the room fell silent. And students, as you know, today will mark the beginning of everyone finding a new dorm and new dorm partner. I would like all to go to your table to find their name. Once you find your key, you will head up to your dorm unless you want to see your dorm partner without any suspense. Thank you all. A rush of bodies surged towards the table. Chuya aggressively pushed everyone to be scanning the list of his name. Here I am, Chuya said, pointing to the list. Room 302. I've never been in that one. Well, good luck then. I got 310. Pretty far, right? Higuchi asked, peering over her shoulder. Chuya's face turned pale. But if you're this far, what about Kuni, Aku, and Kenji? Higuchi stifled a laugh. This is gonna be interesting. Chuya groaned. Perchance, indeed, perhaps. What? As they gathered their belongings and headed to their dorm rooms, each student felt a mix of excitement and I'm sorry, I cannot read some words. I'm just stupid. Chuya reluctantly made his way to 302, dreading the encounter with his new roommate and what awaited him in the dorm. He reached the door and hesitated for a moment before inserting the key and turning the knob. The room was really spacious. It had a closet. What? At the entrance, as you go in, there is 2 living rooms and a kitchen, 2 spare bedrooms. It was quite nice living space, considering it being one of the vintage ones in Yokohama Academy. Alright, let's get this over with, he muttered to himself as he picked out a bedroom on the right side of the room. He placed his bag on the bed and began unpacking his belongings, arranging his clothes in the closet, setting up his desk with his pencils and his personal and school computer and war items. Once his things were in place, Chuya felt a bit hungry. Obviously, since he hadn't had breakfast in the morning, he decided to make something very basic. Toast with eggs and bacon. Yuppie. Very original, since it was a simple meal. The ingredients were already in the fridge. He grabbed some and noticed that there was more essentials than his last dorm, so he didn't really have to go out and buy anything. It was his second time being in a vintage dorm room, and so far he was impressed. After finishing his meal, Chuya placed the food on the plate and set it on the counter. He realized he needed to wash his hands and oh gosh, take a dump. So he quickly headed to the bathroom. After finishing, he yawned as he closed the door. He practically waltzed back to the kitchen, prepared his long-awaited meal. What the hell? Chuya exclaimed, looking around the room in confusion. His meal was gone, even the plate. What? I mean, he would have thought it was a cat, but the plate is gone too. Where the hell is his food? He looked around the kitchen and saw literally no one and no sign of anyone. He didn't hear anything either. This is what he gets for being impressed by the vintage dorms. There was obviously a ghost. Oh gosh, I knew it. Hey, thanks for the food, Daze said with a cheeky grin, shoved another bite of food into his mouth. You really outdid yourself. Chuya's face turned red. Oh my god. Wait, give me a second. With anger as he turned around to look at the couch to see Daze munching on his bacon. Daze, give me a second. I need to charge my phone. It's not working. Okay. Sorry about that. Anyway. I was like, what the hell is wrong with you? You freaky rattle hippo, I hate you. What are you doing here? And why are you eating my food? You uncultured and uneducated swine. Oh gosh. This is funny. Daze shrugged nonchalantly. I mean, this is what room I got. Guess we're roofies now. As for the food, I was hungry, and you weren't around, so I figured it was up for grabs. Chuya clenched his fist, struggling to keep his temper in check. You could have asked, Daze chuckled, clearly amused by Chuya's frustration. Where's the fun in that? Besides, we're roommates now. We should share, right? Annoy us. Daze a bit. What? Chuya muttered, storming back to the kitchen, making himself another meal. This time it was something better to make Daze jealous. As Chuya cooked, Daze watched from the couch with a smug look on his face. This might not be so bad after all. We could end up being great friends or more. What do you mean? He rested his face on the top of the couch. Chuya shot a glare at him. Shut up, you're not funny. Gotta see how much more I have to read. Okay. We still got a lot to read. I'm sorry. Oh, oopsies. Anyway, morning classes at Yokohama Academy were usually the easiest or the hardest, especially for seniors who had to have a schedule every month, and that's just depending on their choice of interest. Choice of interest were something what? Choice of interest were something you got access to after year 5. You could pick musical art, visual art, dramatic art, etc. The first class of the day was advanced literature, a favorite among the students because of the interesting talks, debates, and even just learning about the classic literature was fulfilling. I'm done reading. Bye. I'll make a part 3 or part 2 for this.